Hello and welcome wherever in the world you are joining us from, whether you're here in the UK, tuning in from across Europe, or watching from way beyond. Welcome to the Alternative Women's Eurozone. Now, I know what some of you are feeling right now. You've been counting down to this UEFA Women's Euros 2025 final for days, maybe for weeks, but now we're minutes away from kickoff. The nerves are real. Maybe you've been pacing the room. Maybe you've muted the punditry. Maybe maybe you've even thinking about skipping the live final altogether because the anxiety is too much, especially those England and Spain fans. Well, that's exactly why we're here. There's no Watchalong happening. Let's make that clear up front. You won't hear crowd noise, commentary, or tactical breakdowns of every pass. That's not our lane. What we are offering instead, though, today is something just as essential. Throughout the match, and we're here for the full 90 minutes, but every time if it comes to that, we'll be diving into the biggest, most important stories shaping the women's game in England, in Europe, and far beyond. Every 50 minutes, we'll check in with the match. You'll get live update from England versus Spain, the score, the flow, major chances, key moments. But this show is built for those of you who want to stay connected without feeling like your heart's going to explode. Watching every second, we got you. So, what's on the show today? Well, let's map it out. We are going to kick things off with fixtures and not just casually. We're doing a deep dive into the first 5 weeks of the 2025-26 season in both the WSL and WSL 2. These aren't just any opening rounds. This is the final season under the current 12-team format before the Women's Super League officially expands to 14 teams in 26-27. So the stakes, they're pretty high. This is the last time we'll see this version of the calendar, and those early weeks, they can define the momentum. We're talking heavyweight clashes, top versus bottom, derby weekends, tough away days, and early 6-pointers, whether it's Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, United, or or sides fighting for promotion like Bristol City or Sunderland. Every club will have circled key weekends on the calendar, and we'll walk you through all of them. And yes, we will be covering the WSL2 just as thoroughly. Promotion matters, relegation matters, growth matters, whether it's Birmingham, Crystal Palace, or Sheffield United. This division has story worth telling, and we're not skipping over them. Next up, we will be exploring matchday culture because it's changing in real time. The alcohol pilot scheme is back for 25-26, and this time 14 clubs are involved, 7 from the WSL, 7 from WSL2. And for the first time ever, some supporters will be able to drink alcohol within view of the pitch at certain grounds. Now, depending on who you are, that's either a big win or a cause for concern. And today we'll get into both sides. We'll look at how these clubs are managing designated zones, how they're balancing the needs of families, children, and fans who want alcohol-free areas, and what this means for our future crowd experiences. Because this isn't just about drinks, it's about football culture, atmosphere, safety, and inclusivity. And we'll be naming the clubs that will be participating. From there, we pivot to something equally major. The new broadcast deal. Sky Sports and the BBC are doubling down on the WSL, and the scale of this season's coverage coming up is unprecedented. Let's run the numbers very quickly, and we'll get into the main part later. 118 out of 132 matches will be broadcast live in the UK on Sky Sports. They will get 78 exclusive games. They locked in over 75% of first picks, meaning they're getting the biggest games almost every weekend. And already they're preparing to increase coverage when the WSL expanded to 14 teams next year, with talks of up to 50 additional matches potentially added from 2026 and 27 onwards. We'll break down what this means for fans, clubs, and players, for visibility, for commercial growth, for long-term sustainability. This isn't just a TV deal, it's infrastructure, and it matters. Then we'll get into mechanics of the new WSL format. Expansion isn't just about welcoming 2 new teams, it's about everything that follows. More matches mean fixture congestion, longer travel, fewer recovery days, potential changes to the FA Cup and Continental Cup, what's now called the Women's League Cup. Relegation preparation structures will shift, and let's not forget the new playoff system at the end of 25-26 is going to be it's going to bring a level of tension we've never seen before in any of the Women's Super League history. We'll walk you through what's confirmed and how players and managers are already preparing for a fundamentally different competitive structure just 1 year from now. And as we move into hard time later in the show, we'll pause to reflect on the Euros itself. This has been a tournament of milestones. Record attendances, sold out knockout bouts, breakout talents, and memorable shocks. We'll spotlight the highs, but we'll also face the lows. That means speaking directly about the online abuse directed at Jess Carter and Lauren James during this tournament. This platform does not shy away from that conversation. We'll name it, we'll address it, and we will challenge it. The show is built on a simple truth. Women's football deserve not just visibility, but protection, dignity, and space to thrive. But wait, there is even more, because it's been a busy summer on the transfer front so far. Later, we will be breaking down the latest signings, loans, academy graduate contract renewals across both the WSL and WSL2. Whether your club is building for the title, for sustainability, or for survival, the transfer window always reveals intent. And we'll be naming all throughout the show. Then finally, we'll take a quick flight across the Atlantic, all the way metaphorically at least, and preview the full NWSL fixture list. The league returns next weekend after the Euros break, and guess what? We'll set the stage for what's to come, who's back, who's flying, and what does this mean for all US internationals joining their clubs. The US internationals basically means any clubs that had to be represented by European players. So who's going to be returning? So that is the roadmap, everybody. No commentary, no Watchalong, just a rolling spotlight on issues, matches, structures, and systems that are shaping the women's game now and into the future. You'll get your first England versus Spain update in, let's just say, quarter past. But until then, we're going to get into it in just 5 minutes' time. In 5 minutes, we're going to be talking about the first 5 weeks of the 2025-26 season in the WSL and WSL2. We'll be back in 5 minutes, so make sure Well, we got a lot to pack in today, everybody. The final is about to kick off. But if you're thinking too nervous, well, you're here, right place, right time. And as we promised you, we're going to get on with this one. We have now kicked off in the final, just seconds away. So let's go through the schedules because there is a lot to pack in. I saw these on Friday and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Well, don't forget, people, if you'd like to share the stream, you can. You can share the links below. Below is how you can tune in today. So let's go into our first one, which is the fixture list. Starting off on Friday, the 5th of September in the WSL. Let's look at WSL's first 5 weeks of the season. Chelsea and Manchester City are going to kick off the season on Friday night, the 5th, at Stamford Bridge. Going to feel like a very big game, really, to be honest with you. I mean, we've already seen it with the battle of Chelsea and Manchester City last season. 6 times in the last 10 games. Unbelievable. London Derby officially, first weekend, already got some big derbies on the way. We got 2 London derbies, mainly one with Arsenal versus London City Lioness, the Saturday lunchtime game at the Emirates. And then we move on to Sunday the 7th, which is Liverpool versus Everton. Merseyside Derby, first one this season already. God, even week 1, we can't even avoid any derby days. Let's be fair here, one thing. Brighton versus Aston Villa. What game this is going to be? I'd expect a very good game from both sides. Manchester United versus Leicester City. I wonder how fans are going to react for mainly Manchester United. They got into Europe. It was a near miss last time out. Against Leicester City, they avoided relegation with Aston Villa, but I don't know what to say. Tottenham sacked manager, believe it or not, over the summer as well. So in comes Martin Ho, and he's going to get his tenure underway at home to West Ham, which is the London Derby. Oh, I've forgotten to mention, Liverpool's are going to start with new managers. Manchester City is going to welcome Denmark's very own Jeglet to their side. Let's take a look at match week 2. And you can tell it looks like Saturday afternoon. It's Manchester City versus Brighton. First home game for new manager Jeglet. And then it is London City Lionesses versus Manchester United. So I think for those 2 games, I think London City Lioness could struggle here, but they've got the impact. We look at the transfers, it's pretty much high case. And then you got West Ham versus Arsenal, second London derby, people. I don't know how many London derbies are we going to suffer for this. 2 weeks in a row, we've got London derbies already. Unbelievable. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Well, it's going to be real good. For Chelsea to win against Aston Villa in last season is incredible. Everton versus Tottenham is going to be a really good game. Goodison, let me tell you, it's going to be the first game for Everton ever at Goodison Park since moving out of their home at the Walton Hall Park. And then it's Leicester City versus Liverpool to wrap up the weekend at the King Power. West Ham versus Arsenal. And London City Lioness versus Manchester United already game of the weekend for me already. Let's take a look at match day 3, September the 21st. And guess what? People? All matches are being played on the same day as well. You've got Manchester United versus Arsenal. What a big game that is between these 2 brilliant sides. You've got Arsenal coming out of the UWCL win in the final, taking on Manchester United, who might qualify for Europe. You got Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Absolutely cruelly big game for them. Brighton versus West Ham and Chelsea versus Leicester City, plus Everton versus London City Lioness and Tottenham versus Manchester City. Manchester City and Tottenham in the first game against each other in the new managers area. I think this is going to be really, really close. I'm going to give my prediction out for match week 1. We're going to look at match week 1, people, very shortly and give out my predictions. Arsenal versus Aston Villa and Leicester City versus Tottenham to kick off match week number 4. What a battle this is going to be. Manchester City versus London City Lioness. Unbelievable. What a game we have in store for Manchester City. New manager taking on newcomers London City Lioness. I don't know what's going to feel like a match week 1, but it's going to be good. Then we move on. Despicably to another London derby. West Ham versus Chelsea. We can't all survive and miss out on any derby days. We simply can't. By looking at it, West Ham and Chelsea, I think Chelsea's going to do it. I think they're going to do it. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Everton. What a battle it's going to be. Let me tell you now, there'll be second to none to see all of its very best of its own teams. Liverpool versus Manchester United to wrap up the weekend as well. Oh my goodness. What a battle this is going to be. I mean, you got Liverpool, you got Manchester United. That's, I think they both simply won the Women's Championship title, I think. And then you got Manchester United, who've won the Women's FA Cup. So first major title as a WSL club. And then you got the Europe as well. And then let's take a look at week 5. Manchester City versus Arsenal, people. What a battle it's going to be. This is going to be a fantastic battle. We see Manchester City time and time again trying to bully Arsenal. But my goodness me, 24-25. What an opening day that was. Manchester City 2-2 draw against Arsenal at the Emirates. Yesterday was only taking place at the Jerry Stadium, but what do you want to do on a Friday night? And you got a Saturday lunchtime game at Manchester United versus Chelsea. I don't know about you lot, but I think Manchester United is going to be up for an ultimate Women's FA Cup revenge. And after they were, perhaps you could say, beaten in the final against us. So, Saturday lunchtime game, I think we're going to look at what could be ahead for both sides. And then you've got Sunday afternoon games as well. Leicester City versus Everton, Tottenham, Brighton, London City Lioness versus Liverpool, and West Ham versus Aston Villa. I mean, game of the day for me. I think game of the weekend for me. I think got two potentially brilliant games at the weekend. Manchester City versus Arsenal and Manchester United versus Chelsea. I think Manchester City versus Arsenal could take it. May never know. Right. Yeah, I know. People are going to be going on the comments on pre-record on the Women's Channel asking Anon, what happened to these two sides? What happened to the sides that last met? Better look back at the highlights. Tell you now, Manchester City versus Arsenal. What a battle's going to be. Right. We all know what WSL 2 is going to look like first week of the season. Let's take a look at the opening weekend. But the WSL season doesn't start until 19:30 BST, and that leads to the 1800 hours game to officially kick off domestic women's football season from the two divisions. Sheffield United taking on Sunderland. I think this is going to be a cagey affair between both sides. Let's be fair here. I want to say that both sides want to do well, but it's just my take on it. And I respect your opinions in the comments below. Southampton versus newcomers. Yes, Ipswich and Nottingham Forest have both been promoted for National League. They are here at WSL 2 for the very first time. And Southampton has the pleasure of welcoming Ipswich Town on the 6th. It's going to be good. That's the only thing I'm going to say. And then we move on to the opening Sunday of the season. What a battle it's going to be as well. Birmingham City take on Bristol City. Both want to get back to the top flight. Birmingham nearly had it, but then London City Lioness pipped them to the post on the last day of the season of the championship. If you didn't see the Watchalong, guys, well, we watch it afterwards. It is brilliant. You've got Charlton Athletic taking on Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace relegated. I think Charlton should start on the right foot here. You've got Nottingham Forest, also newcomers as well. They'll be taking on Newcastle United at the City Ground. Now, I don't know about you lot, but I think we could be a hell of a big clash. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what the hell is going to be happening, but I think Nottingham Forest could squeeze that opening day win. You've got Portsmouth versus Durham. Unbelievably, I think I'm going to say Durham to win this one. And we look at match week 2, everybody. Oh my goodness me. What a battle we have in store for all of you on that one too. All of these on Sunday, but let's kick off with the Durham versus Charlton Athletic. I mean, Durham could actually take this one, but then you got to realise Charlton could be pretty good. I mean, they were prolific last season, but do you know what? I think Durham could actually take it again. They got home crowd support, and they've done it in the home crowd support. Crystal Palace versus Southampton, the battle of the sides. Crystal Palace relegated. Southampton want to get things off to a bright start, and they got Crystal Palace away at the home of Sutton United. So I'm gonna say a draw, perhaps a last minute equaliser from Crystal Palace. I mean, this could be really close. And then you got a battle of newcomers, Ipswich Town taking on Nottingham Forest. What a battle this is going to be for them lot. I mean, the Chopside Community Stadium, I think this is going to be really close. I imagine a 2-2 draw. Newcastle versus Sheffield United. Battle of the United. Still yet to be confirmed where it's going to be played. But I think Newcastle's going to win this one. Let's not be there here. And then we move on to Sunderland versus Birmingham City. I think it's a very tight match. I mean, if Bristol City versus Portsmouth anything, that is going to be the game where it could go horribly right, or go wrong. And then we move on to the 21st of September. Portsmouth, Sheffield United, Birmingham, Newcastle United, Charlton Athletic versus Ipswich, Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace, Southampton, Bristol City, and Sunderland. Oh! That North East Derby, first one of the season confirmed. First North East Derby of the season confirmed, everybody. It's Sunderland taking on Durham. I think a 2-1 win for Sunderland should be good. Let's go through the fixtures again. Portsmouth, Sheffield United. I think Portsmouth could edge this one. Birmingham City, Newcastle. I don't know. It's going to be too close to call. Charlton Athletic versus Ipswich Town. Wow, what battle this is going to be at the Valley. And Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. Again, too close to call. Alongside Southampton versus Bristol City. We'll see what the first couple of match weeks will sound like when it comes to that one. We go to week 4, everybody, and it's Bristol City versus Nottingham Forest to get things underway. In fact, people, this is Saturday night doubleheader. Sheffield United versus Birmingham City and Bristol City taking on Nottingham Forest. I think a win for Bristol City and Birmingham City in their respective matches should be good. Durham versus Crystal Palace. I think Durham should take it. I mean, they've got the strength and squad of it. Southampton, Sunderland. I think Sunderland's going to take it. Ipswich versus Portsmouth. I think this is going to be really, really big. And then you've got Newcastle versus Charlton Athletic. And we go to week 5. Sheffield United versus Ipswich Town to get things going. I don't know. Sheffield United might actually take this one. Birmingham City versus Southampton. I think the Brummies can take it again. Ashton Gate is where Bristol City will play Durham. Durham will actually take this one for definite. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. I think Newcastle could take that one. Nottingham Forest and Portsmouth can, basically take the draw. Sunderland take on Charlton Athletic for the place in the tables too. Let's be fair, people. This is just my opinion, all right? This is my opinion. And you're welcome to your own opinions, people, wherever you are around the world or across the UK. By the way, people, we are keeping an eye on what's happening in the final at the moment between them lot. And it looks like it's still 0-0 between England and Spain. We'll keep an eye on what's happening in the final right now, though. That's what's happening right now. That's what's happening Right, now this could be a really good game between the two sides. So, I wanted to say, I think this could be a really close battle between the sides this season. It's going to be too close to call. Let me bear here. It's going to be very too close to call. So, you have come to this. We come to this for some time now. We come to this one. As I said, through the schedule, we've looked at the fixtures. First one, done. Done. So, we'll be exploring match day culture in terms of alcohol pilots. Yes, it's fan choice. And let's take a look at the statement, because I think the statement looks pretty damn good. So, okay, let's take a look at the statement in question. There it is. There's a statement there. So it says that WSL Football is expanding its trial to offer supporters the choice to drink alcohol in stands of 14 clubs across the Barclays Women's Super League and Barclays Women's Super League 2 for the 2025-26 season. Well, it's really good because you've got top clubs that wanted to get on with it, and we're going to look at these statistics, but I can tell you now, it's going to be a success. But unlike men's football in the UK, the women's professional game is not covered by legislation in the sporting event, which is the Control of the Alcohol, etc. Act 1985, or SCCAA 1985, which prohibits the consumption of alcohol in view of the pitch. Now, an initial version of the trial, you might remember, took place across 4 Barclays WSL 2 clubs: Birmingham City, Bristol City, Newcastle United, and Southampton, during the second half of the 24-25 campaign. Well, guess what? This ran across 19 league fixtures between January and May 2025 and involved over 51,000 supporters. And following the undertaking of a successful evaluation across fans, clubs, and matchday staff, 7 clubs for each division has signed up for the second phase of the trial that will run throughout the 2025-26 season. Now, this bit here is super important. The outcomes of the aforementioned evaluation saw 2/3 of supporters surveyed, which is 66%, in support of the trial going forward, with 48% of those strongly supporting it, whilst many fans said that their experience of the overall game and match day was improved. Really good to see. But wait, for the games involved, there was no reported incidents, with 84% of fans surveyed rating their sense of safety between 9 and 10 out of 10, whilst over 3/4 of supporters who indicated they would be likely to recommend games to family and friends. From the club perspective, players and match officials noted no change to fan behaviour, whilst average expenditure by fans at stadiums with regards to food and drink increased across the fixtures, alongside a growth in attendances. Well, let's read you out the clubs and venues which is set to take part in the next phase of the trial. Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, London City Lioness. Manchester City is going to be the Joey Stadium. And Manchester United is going to be both at Leah Sports Village and Old Trafford. Now, the Barclays Women's Super League 2 will be Birmingham City at St Andrews, Bristol City at Ashton Gate, Crystal Palace at Sutton United, Newcastle United, St James's Park, Sheffield United, Bramall Lane, Sunderland, Stadium Light, and Southampton, St Mary's Stadium. Although Chelsea, London City Lioness, and Newcastle United's involvement is subject to an imminent SAG approval. Now, all clubs across both divisions were offered to join the trial for the 25-26 season, with 14 currently set to be involved. Now, participating clubs also consulted with key stakeholders, including official supporter groups, with many venues set to provide the option of purchasing tickets in designated alcohol-free areas. Now, the aim of the trial's expansion to test at a larger scale across the fall season, covering a broad range of stadiums, crowd sizes, and with the inclusion of clubs in London and the Northwest. Now, clubs can implement this at as many fixtures as they wish, and details of the assigned areas and grounds, which is across general admission and all hospitality, will be communicated by each individual club. Now, the good news, there is no minimum number of fixtures set for this trial. Well, let's take a look at Arsenal, which they said they are pleased to announce that they will be participating in the Barclays Municipal League Alcohol Choice Pilot for the 25-26 season. Now, believe it or not, in this initial trial phase, alcohol consumptions will be limited to specific areas of Emirates Stadium up to around 20,000 seats, with other areas remaining alcohol-free. These areas will be clearly signposted to supporters when purchasing tickets. Now, supporters who have already purchased season tickets or 6-game ticket bundles will soon receive additional information via email, including instructions for supporters who now wish to move in or out of one of the areas included in the pilot. As this Lioness, let's take a look at this. Now, the initial trial. Now, they said the initial trial as well. They said it all. Look at this. Incredible. Now, there will be updates on how this will be rolled out at the Copper Jack Stadium, including fixture announcement and further details. We have to stay tuned to the official channels, including Instagram, X, Facebook, and the WhatsApp broadcasts. Chelsea FC, though, has said it all as well. Now, the trial will apply to Women's Super League and League Cup fixtures only and reflect both growing fan demand and the successful implementation of similar trials across selected WSL League 2 clubs last season. Drinking in a bowl will commence when Chelsea play Manchester City at Stamford Bridge for the match taking place, now confirmed as Friday the 5th of September. The season's trial will be operated on a flexible basis with a location where alcohol can be taken into city area to be reviewed and scaled up or down depending on the nature of the match and the timing of kickoff. At this stage, in-bowl drinking will not be permitted during FA Cup or Women's Champions League fixtures. As the trial commences, fans will be able to enjoy alcohol responsibly in the West Stand, people, and within hospitality areas at Stamford Bridge, Kings Meadow. Supporters can drink alcohol in seats throughout blocks A to H. This is very important. The first key one done. Above grounds, drinks will be decanted into reusable cups, which the club's requests are returned to help support our sustainability efforts in limiting the presence of single-use plastics. Well, let's take a look at Liverpool, for example. As consulted with key stakeholders, including official supporter groups, and will continue to consult with the supporters board and wider fans to ensure a successful rollout of this trial. Fans at both stadiums have the option to select tickets in the family and alcohol-free area should they prefer an alcohol-free environment while seated for the game. Alcohol will still be sold in the concourse kiosks of these areas. Now, ticketing information will be given out very soon. We'll have full details of those. Whilst they're basically talking about all of this, they're basically talking about what's going to happen and all of that. So Everton is going to be taking part. Let's try and see if we can get to this one. I don't think we can get it at the moment. If I type in the alcohol pilot, we should get a statement from the Goodison. There it is. Everton Football Club. Tried to search it up later on, and please let you know it has successfully worked. So, there you go. Now, Everton are proud to be part of the Barclays Municipal pilot program, trying to responsible consumption of alcohol in seats next season. And the pilot will apply to all Women's Super League and League Cup fixtures at Goodison Park, will not include Women's FA Cup fixtures. So, there's nothing in its own case. There's nothing in its case here where seating area is going to be and all of that. But I want to reassure everyone, clubs are doing really, really well. Do you know what? I don't blame them at all. I mean, there's nothing else we could do at this current moment in time. But we're going to take a look at now how WSL2 clubs have responded to this one. We'll start off with Bristol City. Let's take a look at their initial not quite, thank you very much. It looks like fans will be able to drink alcohol in seats for women's first team home league games throughout the 2025-26 season. Nothing as of yet of which areas they want to do it in. It's like we don't have any more at this current moment in time, but we are going to make sure we look at the pilots and all of that. But when I looked at these numbers, I was like, wow, absolutely incredible. Do you know what? I really don't blame them. But some fans like Birmingham City fans, or London City Lioness fans, are a bit cautious after what happened. So, what happened is, when we was watching Birmingham City and London City Lionesses, I've looked at the comments and I was like, boom, where do we go from here? Fearful. That's what we're going to say. Goal to bring you. It's Caldente who had put it Spain ahead in the final, guys. It's 1-0. And it is Caldente as well. 1-0 Spain. This is not a good start to England. Their defense is basically not good. It's not good news. And if England were to lose this one, they would lose respect and basically lose their hopes of collecting the trophy. Caldente has put Spain up 1-0 up in the final. So Arsenal fans might rejoice here because he's part of the team, right? So there you go. So bad news for England fans. It's good news for Spain fans. It is 1-0 to Spain. Caldente with a goal. So we have all been waiting for this for a long time, right? So everybody wants to know what is going to happen. What basically is going to happen next season when it comes to the Women's Super League and its broadcast agreements between Sky Sports and the BBC. Well, we are looking at it and an in-depth look at the historic media deal of transforming women's football right across the UK. So yeah, we're gonna look at this in close details right now. So I can have my speaker notes with me at the moment. But there you go. So we are going to be looking at in-depth look at the new broadcast deals. So we're looking at the overview of the deals, guys. So you've got a new 5-year broadcast deal starting from 2025 through until 2020 from 2025-26 through 29-30. That's going to cover full season ahead. So yeah, I need to get me speaking notes. I could tell you more about it. Sorry, I'm prepared, guys. So this groundbreaking agreement marks a new era for women's football in the UK. It locks in rights for the next 5 seasons, providing long-term stability and investment security for the WSL. Sky Sports and BBC Sport are broadcast partners. These two leading broadcasters bring a wide range combination of premium pay TV and free-to-air coverage, ensuring fans can access games on multiple platforms. Deal worth approximately £65 million, a record for women's domestic football. This figure represents a massive uplift compared to previous deals, showing the commercial potential and growing interest in women's football. Because live TV matches, streaming, audio commentary, and highlights, the deal covers a multi-platform approach, live matches on TV, and online, dedicated audio coverage on radio and digital, plus regular highlights and clips for social media engagement. A significant increase in coverage compared to previous agreement. Sky Sports alone will show 118 matches per season, with 78 exclusively. The BBC will contribute to 21 matches, including exclusive TV and digital offerings. This expanded coverage represents a step change in exposure. Additional production investment pushes total value over £100 million. Besides the right fees, the broadcasts are invested heavily in production quality, including enhanced camera setups and on-screen graphics, making the broadcast experience more engaging. And a deal designed to boost the profit profile and accessibility of women's football in the UK. By making more games available live and on demand, the deal aims to grow the fan base, attract sponsors, and provides players with a bigger platform to showcase their talents. Well, let's take a look at Sky Sports broadcast rights and coverage. Now, Sky Sports will broadcast up to 180 matches per season. This is a massive expansion, reflecting the broadcaster's commitment to bring the home of women's football in the UK. This volume ensures that fans can watch nearly every major fixture. 78 matches will be exclusive on Sky Sports channels. Exclusive content attracts dedicated fans and new viewers to Sky platforms, allowing in-depth storytelling around players, teams, and storylines throughout the season. Sky will hold over 75% of first pick matches selections each season, which means Sky gets priority to pick the most attractive, high stakes, or story-rich matches to broadcast live, guaranteeing quality content for the audience. Exclusive rights to all final weekend matches of the season. This culmination of the WSL season is a highlight for fans, and Sky's exclusive coverage here underscores the importance of the league finale. Option to broadcast Women's Championship and Women's League Cup games. For the first time, Sky can showcase second-tier football and the League Cup, broadening the scope of women's football coverage on the premium sports network. There will be enhanced production values in multi-camera setups and expert analysis. Sky plans to invest in high production standards with multiple cameras, slow motion replays, and expert commentators and pundits, improving the viewing experience significantly. And Sky Sports' commitment to promoting women's football goes beyond live games. Now, the channel runs dedicated programming, features, and digital content to build the sports profile and support grassroots initiatives. But what about the BBC? Well, the BBC will air 21 live matches per season. The BBC will complement Sky Sports by offering a strong free-to-air presence, ensuring accessibility for all viewers, including those without pay TV subscriptions. Now, 14 matches will broadcast exclusively on BBC television. These exclusive games bring major WSL moments into households across the country, showing top-level women's football on a national public broadcaster. 7 matches will be shared across BBC and digital platforms. This allowed younger and tech-savvy audiences to engage with matches on demand using mobile and desktop devices. Number 4 is to provide extensive audio commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Now, audio coverage broadens reach further, especially for commuters and fans who prefer radio or want to follow matches whilst multitasking. Number 5 is to broadcast highlights, goals, and clips across social media and websites. This constant stream of short-form content keeps fans engaged throughout the season, expanding reach and interaction beyond live matches. This ensures that free-to-air access to a wider audience, and that BBC involvement is vital for democratising access to women's football and supporting the sport's public profile. And finally, number 7 is digital innovation with on-demand and interactive content. Now, the BBC is enhancing its digital offerings, including iPlayer, including player interviews, technical analysis, and fan reaction to deepen engagement. But let's not forget about YouTube channel and streaming. Now, the channel will stream 34 matches per season. This arrangement allows for free, accessible viewing on a widely used global platform, expanding the league's reach beyond traditional TV audiences. Now, all women's championship matches will be streamed live on YouTube. The championship, the second tier of women's football, gains the unprecedented exposure, helping clubs build fan bases and commercial interests. Now, remember that games will be produced with minimum 2 cameras setups for quality viewing, ensuring professional level production even on free platforms, enhance viewers' experience and credibility. Free access supports fan growth and grassroots development. Now, accessibility encourages casual and new fans to watch, fueling interest and participation in women's football. Now, fans can connect in real time, fostering community enthusiasm around matches. This is where interactive chat and engagement during live stream comes in. Now, archives of matches will be available on demand for fans. Now, viewers who miss live matches can watch full games or highlights at their convenience, increasing overall viewership metrics. And there is a global accessibility, broadening WSL international audiences. Now, YouTube's worldwide reach helps export the league brand and talent internationally, attracting overseas fans and sponsors. So, what does this mean for the financial impact and investment? Well, let's go through it together. The first one is to combined broadcast deal valued at approximately £65 million. This represents a record-breaking deal in UK women's football, highlighting growing commercial interest and market value. That is £15 million per season. This will represent a significant increase compared to previous WSL deals. Compared to earlier contracts, this is a leap that underscores both the sports growth and broadcast confidence. Now, total investment including production will exceed £100 million. Beyond right feeds, the broadcasters and sponsors commit heavily to production, promotion, and infrastructure enhancements. Now, Barclays will be doubling sponsorship commitment to £45 million. Barclays continue as title sponsor with an increased financial stake, signaling strong corporate confidence and support. Let's not forget about the increased funding supporting league infrastructure and player wages. This financial injection helps improve player contracts, facilities, and overall professionalism within the league. Financial boost, improve marketing, and fan engagement initiatives. Now, more resources allow for campaigners to attract new fans and deepen connection within existing supporters. And finally, we do encourage long-term commercial growth and sustainability. With solid financial foundation, the WSL can plan for sustainable growth, youth development, and higher competitive standards. Now, what does this mean? This means on 7 things for in players and in clubs. The first one is that players gain right to use match footage for personal promotion. For the first time, players can legally share clips of their in-game highlights on social media, helping them build personal brands and attract sponsorships. Now, there's higher visibility aids in building player profiles and endorsements. More exposure means more top players becoming more marketable, boosting their earnings potential beyond salaries. Now, clubs can benefit from increased media exposure and sponsorships. Now, clubs can leverage TV coverage to attract commercial partners and build stronger community connections. Enhanced broadcast quality highlights players' skill and tactics. Now, this professional broadcast captures subtle gameplay details, making the sport more engaging and educated fans. Let's not forget about the improved financial stability for clubs to invest in talent and facilities. There will be increased revenue streams, allowing fans and clubs altogether to improve training grounds, youth academies, and scouting networks. Greater public interest supports grassroots participation. As fans see more games and stories, more girls and young women are inspired to play football, strengthening the sports pipeline. A broadcaster's deal contributes to narrowing gender pay gaps in football. Increased revenues allow for better contracts and conditions, helping bridge disparities with the men's game. Well, let's take a look at the production and innovation. There will be multi-camera setups for dynamic match coverage. Multiple camera angles provide comprehensive views of the game, allowing fans to follow tactical developments closely. There will be use of slow-mo replays and advanced graphics for analysts. The key moments can be broken down with technology to educate fans about strategy and skill execution. Integration of expert pundits and commentators for in-depth insights. Experts will bring context, background, and technical explanations, enriching the viewing experience. Now, enhanced studio shows and pre-post match analysis segments. There will be dedicated programming around matches, building narratives and engaging audience beyond live action. Now, there are digital innovations like interactive stats and real-time social media feeds. The modern broadcasts offer interactive elements for viewers to engage in deeper and share opinions in real time. Now, behind-the-scenes content to deeper fan engagement. Now, documentaries and players' interviews create emotional connections and tell the human stories behind the sport. An investment in accessibility features, including subtitles, ensuring coverage is accessible to deaf and hard-of-hearing audiences, broadening inclusivity and community reach. Well, whilst we continue to chat about that, let's take you back to the final where Spain are leading 1-0, and it is not good news at all. Caldente scored. They want to rely on it all. Chloe Kelly is coming on. James is forced off with injury. That's what's happening at the moment. Right, let's get back to the presentation. We look at the broadcast schedule and accessibility. Sky Sports broadcast primarily on Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports Main Event. These channels cater to football fans and sports enthusiasts, ensuring a targeted audience on pay-per-view. BBC will air matches on BBC One and BBC Two with free-to-air flagship channels maximising reach and public access to women's football. Now, coverage schedule across weekends and midweek fixtures, mobility, and maximise exposure for high-profile matches. Streaming. We'll look at streaming on BBC iPlayer in just a second. First, we'll look at the flexibility to cover key fixtures during primetime slots. Now, important matches get prominent airtime to capture the largest audiences. Now, streaming on BBC iPlayer, Sky Go for mobile online viewers. Now, digital platforms allow fans to watch games live or on demand anywhere and anytime. Accessibility includes subtitles on all televised matches, inclusive coverage ensures no fans is excluded due to either being deaf or hard of hearing or facing the language barriers. And short form content drives continual engagement throughout the week. Now, match highlights and clips will be available on broadcasters' websites and social medias. Well, let's take a look at the growth of this. Look at the global distribution, extended WSL exposure internationally. There will be global reach, meaning fans everywhere can watch games without geo restrictions. Expanding the audience attracts global brands and sponsorship deals. International players raises the league profile board by star players from outside the UK, bringing attention from their home countries, boosting league prestige. Tying the WSL narrative with events like the Women's World Cup or Olympics increases visibility. The deal sets standards and best practice that other leagues seek to emulate, and growing international interest creates opportunities for selling broadcast rights globally. Also got to look at challenges and opportunities. Finding the right mix ensures fans without pay TV still access games whilst premium channels monetize top fixtures. Consistent, high-quality broadcasting TV and digital are crucial to attract and retain viewers. As standards rise, clubs need stable revenues to meet operational and player investment costs. Marketing efforts aim to attract casual sports fans and new demographics such as families and younger viewers. Active digital presence is essential to build fan communities and generate buzz. Increased revenues from broadcasting can support improved contracts and working conditions. And guess what? Visibility inspires participation and supports future talent pipelines, ensuring the sport's long-term success. Well, let's take a look at the summary before we go into a break. This deal represents a turning point, significantly raising the profile and commercial value of the WSL. The combined reach ensures the league is accessible to the diverse audience across TV, radio, and digital. Viewers can enjoy improved broadcast quality, expert analysis, and engagement beyond match day. This funds able better salaries, facilities, and development programs, nurturing the entire women's football ecosystem. Commitment to inclusivity ensures that more fans can enjoy the sport regardless of ability or platform, and the WSL is poised to become a global brand, attracting international fans and commercial partners. Well, people will be saying, what does the new deal mean? Could Sky Sports go for 50% for 50 more games? Only time will tell. We're going to take a 5-minute break and we'll return for our next segment, which is the mechanism of the new WSL format. So we'll see you back here in 5 minutes' time. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. I hope all of you are well. Well, it's half time. England 1-0 down at the break against Spain in the first ever UEFA Women's Euros final, the only competition that they have not won. So whilst we get on the way, whilst half time gets it going, we're going to discuss about this new and improved format for the WSL because people want to have a rethink about this. So, at this core, this expansion isn't just about adding a few more teams, it's about a strategic vision to cultivate a bigger, bolder, and ultimately more competitive Barclays Women's Super League. The underlying ambition is to elevate the overall standard of women's football in England, providing more opportunities for elite players to compete at the highest level and for clubs to grow their infrastructure and fan bases. Now, by increasing the number of teams in the top flight, we're essentially broadening the talent pool, creating more pathways for professional development and making the league a more attractive destination for both domestic and international stars. This move reflects the surging popularity of women's football globally and aims to ensure the WSL remains at the forefront of this exciting trajectory, solidifying its position as one of the world's Premier Leagues. Furthermore, a larger league actually translates into more matches throughout the season, offering more opportunities for fans to engage with their favourite teams and players. This increased visibility and matchday experience are vital for sustaining and accelerating the current growth trajectory of women's football, moving towards the ambitious target of 800 million women's football fans globally by 2030. The expansion provides an enriched production for broadcasters, sponsorships, and most importantly for you, the passionate supporters who fill the stadiums and tune in every week. You know what? Let's just say this one bottom line together is about creating a more vibrant ecosystem where every game carries significant weight, where rivalries deepen, and where the narrative of each season becomes even more compelling and unpredictable. So, you might be thinking to yourselves, why this expansion? Well, one of the most exciting outcomes of this WSL expansion is the guaranteed injection of unprecedented drama and tension into every single match week from the open day to the final whistle. More teams vying for promotion and more fighting to avoid relegation or a crucial playoff. The stakes are significantly raised across both leagues. Now, every single point gained or dropped will carry immense weight, meaning few dead rubbers and more accelerated must-win encounters will keep you on the edge of your seat. Now, this heightened pressure will undoubtedly push teams to perform at their absolute best consistently, fostering a more competitive environment where tactical integrity and player resilience are truly tested week in, week out, leading to a higher quality of football for everyone. The increased number of teams means more unique fixtures, fresh rivalries, and a greater diversity of playing styles, which enriches a spectator experience and adds layers of strategic complexity for coaches and analysts alike. Now, believe it or not, this intensified competition is precisely what modern football demands, where every result can have profound implications for a club's standing, financial health, and future aspirations. Now, the battle at both ends of the table will be relentless, creating compelling storylines that captivate audiences and draw new fans to the sport. The clubs will need to manage the squad meticulously, navigate demanding schedules, and perform under immense pressure, truly testing the mettle. The added drama will undoubtedly drive media interest, viewership numbers, and attendance numbers, creating a virtuous cycle of growth and investment in women's football. Now, this transforms every match into a potential season-defining moment, marking the league a truly captivating spectacle from start to finish. Now, let's dive into the specifics. So, beginning with the highly anticipated changes for the 2025-26 season business end, particularly focusing on automatic promotion. This It's where we see the immediate impact of the expansion to a 14-team league. Now, as per the FA Board's approval, both the champion and the runners-up of the Women's Championship, which is the second tier, will be guaranteed automatic promotion to the Barclays Women's Super League. Now, this is a momentum shift from previous seasons where only one team might have gained automatic promotion, making the fight for the top two spots in the Championship even more fiercely contested, rewarding for the clubs involved in the allure of guaranteed WSL football will undoubtedly fuel an incredibly intense season in the Championship, pushing clubs to invest further and strive for excellence. Now, this change not only rewards consistent performance throughout the Championship, but also provides a clear and direct pathway to Elite League, which is crucial for clubs aspiring to grow and establish themselves at the highest level. It means that two teams instead of just one will have the opportunity to showcase their talent on the grandest stage of English women's club football, facing off against some of the world's best players and teams. Now, the automatic promotion of two teams underscores the FA's commitment to expanding opportunities and nurturing talent across the period, ensuring that success in the Championship is met with direct and unambiguous reward of top-tier football. Now, this also guarantees new faces and fresh challenges in the WSL, adding to the league's dynamic future. Now, moving on to the other end of the table for the 25-26 season, the structure for relegation and crucial playoff introduction, an element of high-stakes drama. Now, according to Peru Plan, the team finishing as the WSL bottom club at the end of 25-26 season will not be automatically relegated. Instead, they will face a challenging and high-pressure playoff match against the team that finishes third in the Women's Championship. This singular playoff fixture will determine who secures the final coveted 14th spot in the Barclays Women's Super League for the following season. This mechanism ensures that the fight for survival in the WSL extends beyond the league table's final standings for the lowest ranked team, adding an extra layer of tension and excitement right up to the very last kick of the ball. Now, this playoff scenario creates an incredibly compelling narrative as one team fights desperately to retain their top flight status, whilst another battles fiercely to ascend to the elite division. The pressure on both sides will be immense, transforming the single match into a true test of nerve, skill, and strategic execution. For the WSL's bottom club, it's a chance at redemption, an opportunity to save the season despite a challenging league campaign. For the WSL2's third place team, it represents the ultimate shot at glory, a golden ticket to the WSL that they narrowly missed through automatic promotion. This fixture is designed to be a grand spectacle, a winner-takes-all clash that perfectly encapsulates the heightened stakes of the expanded leagues. But now, the 11th place question. Let's address a key point of this potential confusion has been raised, the specific role of the 11th place WSL team in the 25-26 season. Now, based on the official graphic and expansion to a 14-team league, it is crucial to understand that the WSL bottom club for the 25-26 season playoff refers specifically to the team finishing in 12th position in the then current 12-team Barclays Women's Super League structure. This means that for the 25-26 season, the team finishing 11th in the WSL is not directly involved in the playoff for the 14th spot, but will retain their WSL status regardless of their standing relative to the playoff position, provided they finish 11th or higher. Now, the playoff is solely between the 12th place WSL team and the 3rd place WSL 2 team to determine who fills the last spot in the newly expanded 14-team league. Therefore, to be absolutely clear, the 11th place WSL team will not be relegated if they lose the playoff to the WSL 2 3rd place team at the end of the 25-26 season. Their position is safe under these new rules for that specific season. The confusion often arises because the league is expanding and people might assume multiple teams from the bottom will be involved in relegation scraps or playoffs during the transition. However, for the 25-26 season, only the team that finishes 12th in the WSL faces this one-off match to secure the place in the 14-team WSL. This structure is designed to facilitate the expansion whilst maintaining clear pathways for both promotion and retention. Now, we do have the standardised relegation from 26 and 27. Now, looking ahead to the 26-27 season and beyond, the promotion and relegation structure for the established 14-team Barclays Women's Super League will adopt a more standardised format, providing clarity and consistency for clubs and fans alike. Now, from that season onwards, there will be one automatic relegation spot from the WSL. This means that the team finishing in the 14th and final position in the Barclays Women's Super League will be automatically relegated to the Women's Championship. This straightforward system ensures that there is always a clear consequence for finishing at the very bottom of the top flight, intensifying the battle to avoid that dreaded last spot throughout the entire season. This streamlined approach brings the WSL in line with many other top-tier football leagues globally, providing a predictable yet highly competitive framework. Now, the introduction of a single automatic relegation spot significantly raises the stakes for every club in the WSL, particularly those hovering near the bottom of the table. Now, every match becomes a crucial opportunity to gain points and distance themselves from the danger zone, making the race for survival a compelling narrative in its own right. Now, this mechanism fosters continuous improvement across the league as clubs strive to enhance their performance to avoid dropping down the division where the financial implication and the prestige are significantly different. It is designed to maintain a high level of competition and ensure that only the strongest, most consistent teams retain their place among the league, while providing clear pathway for teams from the Championship to join the ranks. Second half kicked off between Spain and England in the Women's Euros final. We'll tell you an update in 15 minutes' time. Right now, though, the standardized playoff, people are going to be asking, well, what's going to happen here? Complementing the automatic relegation, the 26-27 season and subsequent years will also feature a standardized playoff system, ensuring a consistent and friendly end to the campaign for certain teams. In this new format, the teams finishing in the 13th position in the Barclays Women's Super League will face a pivotal playoff match. Their opponents in this high-stakes encounter will be the team that finishes as the runners-up in the Women's Championship. This means that while the WSL 2 champions gain automatic promotion, the second-place team in the Championship will still have a direct opportunity to reach top flight by proving their mettle against the WSL side fighting for survival. This structure solidifies the competitive bridge between the two leagues, maintaining excitement at both ends of the table. Now, this playoff is a fantastic addition, guaranteeing that the tension of promotion and relegation extends beyond the final league standings. For the WSL 13th place team, it's a do or die situation, a chance to redeem their season and avoid a drop, highlighting the immense pressure and reward associated with staying in the top division. For the Women's Super League's runners-up, it's a golden opportunity to cap up a successful season with promotion, even if they narrowly miss out on the automatic spot. This fixture becomes a showcase of grit, determination, and tactical prowess, providing a compelling conclusion to each season, ensuring the highest level of dramas for fans across the country. But what about its long-term impacts on WSL 2? Well, this ripple effect of this WSL expansion would be profoundly felt throughout the Women's Championship, transforming it into an even more vibrant and aspirational league with 2 automatic promotion spots and a playoff opportunity for the third-place team. The Women's Championship now offers incredibly clear and attainable pathways to the top flight. Now, this significantly boosts motivation for every club within the second tier, knowing that consistent performance can lead to a tangible award. The increased potential for promotion will encourage clubs to invest more heavily in their squads, coaching staff, facilities, and youth development, creating a virtuous cycle of improvements that raises the overall standards of competition in the Championship. Now, this elevated level play will not only benefit the clubs themselves, but also serve as a richer breeding ground for future WSL talent. Now, furthermore, a competitive Women's Championship will naturally attract greater media attention and fan interest. This intense battles for promotion will create compelling storylines drawing new spectacle and increasing viewership. New spectators and increasing viewership, sorry about that, in which in turn can lead to more commercial opportunities and financial sustainability for championship clubs. Now, by strengthening the foundation, the FA ensures a continuous supply of high quality teams ready to step up to the WSL, making the entire ecosystem healthier and more competitive from top to bottom. But increased investment and professionalism, while these are all the key points you might have, it will act as a significant catalyst for increased investment, will make the WSL more attractive to investors and sponsors, incentivize clubs to upgrade infrastructure and facilities, it's also enhance in training methodologies and professionalist environments. This includes, well, basically improvements in sports science, medical analysis. It would drive higher operational standards for aspiring clubs, which allows more competitive salaries and global talent attraction, which can foster a culture of excellent professional conduct, which can then build a robust and sophisticated operational framework. This is crucial for sustainable world-leading women's football league. Now, for the players' pathways, this significantly enhances player development pathways by creating more professional opportunities for aspiring footballers. This motivates young talent to pursue football as a lovely career. This incentivizes clubs to invest in academies and youth programs. Believe it or not, people, this can also increase chances for talented players to reach elite levels. Now, this leads to greater squad depth and strategic player rotation. Now, it provides more valuable game time for a wider player pool. Strengthens the national team pool through competitive experience. Now, this fosters mental and tactical maturity from elevated play. This secures the future success of English women's football talent. What about fan engagement and global reach? Well, this can dramatically boost fan engagement and global reach by creating more local derbies and diverse fan bases. This then in turn broadens geographical spread of top-tier football, increased drama, makes the league more compelling to watch. This is critical for attracting new fans and converting observers. Now, this is essential if they want to achieve 800 million global fans by 2030. It cements WSL reputation as a leading international league, making WSL more attractive to international broadcasters. This then inspires global participation and following of women's football. This then builds a worldwide community of passionate supporters. What about the challenges and considerations? Well, this growth brings challenges, of course it does. Now, fixture congestion and player welfare are very much all key concerns. Do you know why is the problem? Well, you've got to manage the demands of domestic and international competitions. In order for that to happen, you've got to maintain competitive balance across the expanded league, supported newly promoted teams and addressing financial disparities. You've got to increase squad depth through recruitment and development. There should be logistical planning for travel, pitches, and stadium capacities. On top of that, you've got to ensure that continued fan engagement and accessibility. In order to do that, you've got to prioritize affordable ticket prices and quality matchday experiences. And this requires continuous adaptation and strategic foresight from all. So what this means is that for women's football here in the UK, expansion is strategic, long-term commitment to women's football. This represents a pivotal moment in sports history. This ushers in heightened competition and professionalism. This creates unparalleled drama across WSL and Women's Championship. This provides more opportunity for talented players to thrive, enable clubs to grow sustainably, and enhance fan connection. This demonstrates FA's proactive approach to capitalising on sports appeal. This ensures that the WSL remains at the cutting edge of professional sport. This aims to build a stronger, more resilient and inspiring ecosystem, and this will propel women's football towards ambitious global fan targets. Well, the outline of that, people, is very simple. It's very good, but you also got to look at the problems. You've got the fixtures. If there is congestion, how can you relieve those pressures? Oh, yes, by getting squads. Oh, and speaking about squads, people, how about we go and take a look at the transfers? I mean, transfers are very important in this modern day of age because people want to know who's got who's got, well, all of that. Okay, so let's go through it one by one, starting off at the top with Arsenal. It's the Women's Super League to kick things off, and here we go. Right, this is it. Let's take a look at the transfers. So Arsenal's got Craig Kelly, Taylor Hines, Anik Borbe, and Olivia Smith. Particularly, particularly Olivia Smith. She's back. £1 million originally played for the club of Liverpool. She's got Linda Hurtig, Ildistit, Goldie, and Godfrey are gone. Look at it. Looking at it, I think the surprising club out of them all, it's not either of these. I'll be putting the link below. Look at the interim boss here. Sam Kerr from Bayern Munich. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. Thank you. Look at that one. Look at London City Lionesses, for example. Oh, but look at this. Van de Donk, Francie, Cardinal, Goldie, Patterson, Lette, Poor, and Godfrey. Well, basically, that is all what you could find out. Oh, it's 1-1! Goal! Vanessa Russo scored for England! 1-1! They're back in this. Vanessa Russo. It's 1-1 between England and Spain. Manchester City, check, let's look at this. Let's look at that. Jada Rose, Emma Benny, Manchester United yet to sign a player. Look at that one. Toko Koga is heading from Feyenoord straight off the bat to Tottenham. West Ham, only one signing tip. Let's take a look at the Championship then. Look at this. I'm going to make sure that I slowly scroll for you lot to see where your clubs are at. You can pause which club you are in as well if you're watching on a repeat. And you can take notes as well. Yellow card. Galesha Russo. Newcastle, there you go. Nottingham Forest, Portsmouth, Sheffield United, Southampton, and finally Sunderland. The signings are pretty big, people. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even care less. So we've gone through all of this one so far. Let's take a look back at the Euros itself. This has been absolutely fantastic from start to finish, everybody. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant wherever you have been. With us, I mean, record-breaking attendances. I mean, quite frankly, what else would you even want to have been annoyed? Record-breaking attendances. And do you know what? We've had a lot of fun as well. Fantastic. It's been brilliant. Some games we managed to keep up late because they were going into extra time penalties, which obviously if it was quarterfinals, finals, and it was a semi-final between Germany and Spain that went through the battles of it all. But we want to talk about this. We are an inclusive channel. Inclusion is our need. And after looking at the comments for Jess Carter and Lauren Chains both being abused on the during the Euros, particularly for Jess Carter. I've looked at it. People are going to be asking for evidence and all of that. I'm not going to be bothering because otherwise YouTube could take this down. So I'm going to say this now. Racism has no place in football. X, Facebook mainly, and Instagram, they should do better. I'm disappointed in all of them trying to escape the racism problems we have on socials today. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You looked at the comments thinking, what's going on here? Where's the comments and all of that? Well, you got some lovely screenshots from some very good users as well, who are going to be thinking the same as well. What is going on with social media companies like Facebook, X, and all of that? They should be ashamed of themselves. When they report in the comments and all of that, they think that it does not break the rules. It does. Look at the laws yourselves. That's the reality. Unacceptable is the key word there. You've got to look at the damning reports as well. I mean, quite frankly, what else would you like me to say? It's embarrassing. It's unacceptable. We just can't carry on like this. So that's the cause. Is the reality that we got to face in this game. People are saying they want to ask for equal pay, but yet they got thrashed. They need to stop these memes now because this is getting out of hand. Unacceptable. This is where fan bases are going to start lowering if they're not careful. So Facebook, X, you lot are a disgrace. A disgrace! This is a proper disgrace from both of the social media companies, especially Facebook. It should do better. In fact, both, particularly Elon Musk's X, should do better there to protect women's footballers. Instagram should do better than that as well. It's these social media companies where they think they don't seem to break the rules. Look at your own policies. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in this day of age. This is very unacceptable. I want it called out once and for all and realise now is the time to finally end this once for all. We got to work together as social media companies. This is getting out of hand. And this is unacceptable. Rant over, guys? You wouldn't have think so as well. England are counting in the final as well. We'll keep an eye on what's happening on that game as well. But right now, though, we know everybody wants to talk about, well, NWSL returning next week. Just wait a minute. England on the counter, and it is going to be a goal kick to Spain. So everybody's going to be talking about the return of the NWSL and what a lineup we have in store for all of you. Take a look at this, people, because this is going to be absolute brutal as we head towards a closing month of the season. Look at this. This is going to be absolutely brutal. We're starting off at the top. We're looking at the top Saturday morning UK time, Friday night NWSL After Dark. We'll have double games. Racing Louisville versus KFC Current, and Chicago Stars will welcome Gotham City. And it doesn't stop there. The late nights of NWSL After Dark officially starts with Seattle Reigns. They take on Angel City. I will be looking forward to that one. North Carolina versus San Diego. I'm looking forward to that very good game. Let's be fair. Two teams maybe out of form. Look at the table, second what it is. Bay FC versus Houston Dash on Sunday morning as well. Officially compiling the best of the lot. And then first ever Watchalong, people. Keep an eye on this one. Washington Spirit take on the Portland Thorns. And to close out the weekend, it's Orlando Pride as they take on the Utah Royals. Let's take a look at the table at the moment, people, as we head towards match day 11. And you can see it does not look good at all for one particular club as we head towards match day 11 of the season. We head towards first week after the Euros break. Utah Royals yet to, they have lost, believe it or not, 10 games this season, you're collecting only 5 points. But I'm looking forward to this one. It's a battle of 4th and 5th. As we head towards playoff season as well. So keep an eye out, people, because playoffs are also on the way very, very soon. If anybody wants to see the dates, well, we're going to have confirmed dates in just a few seconds. We're going to tell you what's going to happen too. So blue is the final series, of course. Look at this table. It looks pretty big. KC Current and Orlando Pride. Well, KC are 8 points ahead of Orlando Pride. San Diego Rave is just 1 point behind Orlando. Washington is given behind that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 teams winning before the break. 2 draws from San Diego Rave, Washington Spirits. Portland Falls are going to come into this one on the standard victory, but they got to travel 43 hours to get to their destination on the other side of the Atlantic. So you may be thinking, what type of watchalongs am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be introducing you to NWSL Live, our brand new program, starting from the first week back. So why is it NWSL Live? Well, it's live watchalongs for the NWSL. Oh, we're going through it very quick, people. So let's take a look. I was going to say, I was going to do predictions, and you know what? I never let you guys down. So as promised, we're going to go over fixtures for match day 1 and do match day week 1 to 5 of the WSL season. And we're going to make our predictions quite early. It's going to be too close to call here. Start off on the Friday night game, which is Manchester City versus Chelsea at the Bridge. Well, this is really going to be close. I mean, you've got 2 teams both vying for a spot in next season's Champions League, but except the fact that City missed out on this season's Champions League. But for me, I think Chelsea could go for this one 3-1. I think predicting a 3-1 win for Chelsea on open weekend should give the Blues much more encouraging start to their title defence. We go to the Saturday afternoon game, Arsenal versus London City Lioness. Well, easy. As it is at the Emirates, I'm going to say 4-0 Arsenal. Or Liverpool versus Everton. Believe it or not, people, this Wednesday derby will carry greater significance. That's because, people, we are just about to have stats as not good news to any of the supporters of Liverpool because they are yet to win a Merseyside derby at Anfield. Believe it or not, it's Everton who's carrying the greater of the goods. I'm going to say 2-0 Everton on the basis of that. And then we go to the other games, which is Brighton versus Manchester United and Brighton versus Aston Villa. I think Villa could actually steal this one away, people. I think if you look at it this way, Villa could actually go really well in this one. But then you've got Brighton, who's playing at Moorfield Stadium. It's going to be very close. I think I'm going to say 3-2 to Aston Villa because we've seen close encounters between these two sides in recent. So this is going to be really good. Manchester United versus Leicester City. Well, no surprise here. Although Mark's going to yet to get signing in through the window for Manchester United, I think Manchester United can actually win this one. 3-2. I think last minute winner coming up. Last minute winner coming up indeed. England on the counter attack. In the box it goes. It's corner. Corner to England. Give it out what's happening on the final, guys. 1-1 between England and Spain. Tottenham versus West Ham. First London derby of the season. Second London derby of the weekend. On first small London derby of the season. Well, I gotta say, Tottenham starting the new era against West Ham. I think with both sides in this form, I think this could potentially be the case where this could be a 2-2 draw. And I'm going to say 2-2 draw because the fact that you've looked back at the previous games, they were really close encounters. Now on to week number 2, Manchester City taking on Brighton and Hove Albion. I think this could be a win for City. I think it's going to be 3-0 City here because Brighton's not gone near enough the Seagulls in recent. Although for Manchester United, they are away to London City Lioness, so this could potentially be the case where newcomers, I think are going to struggle against London City Lioness. I'm going to say 2-1 London City Lioness. I think I'm going to say 2-1 home win for the Lionesses. This is going to be really, really close, and I think it's going to be an enjoyable game for everyone. Let's take a look at the other games playing on Sunday the 14th. West Ham versus Arsenal, another London derby to contend with. I'm going to say, I don't know. I think last time, I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. I think 2-1 Arsenal because I think it's still going to be a very close encounter between the two London sides. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Well, I'm going to say 4-0 Chelsea, but although they could score, although they could concede. Everton versus Tottenham, I'm going to say Tottenham 2-1. 2-1, probably 2-1. And then you get Leicester City versus Liverpool wrapping up the weekend. I think Leicester City could tail this one. Again, Liverpool's got a very good chance. I'm going to say 2-0 to Leicester. There, I said it. Anyway, people are going to be asking match day 3. What's my predictions? Well, they're all playing on the same day, so got a lot to contend with. Let's start Manchester United v Arsenal. I think 3-2 to Arsenal. I think this could be a very good game between these two sides, but I think Manchester United could concede the last minute here. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Liverpool. Slip up. That's the thing I'm going to say. They could slip up here. Broadfield Stadium, where Brighton Hove Albion will play West Ham United. I'm going to say West Ham to win 3-1. I know it's a wild prediction. I know some of you guys are not going to like me for this, but there you go. Just for Leicester City, I think a 8-0 win against the Foxes should be very good. Everton versus on City Lioness. Goodison. It's going to be a thrashing for London City Lioness. I'm going to say 3-0. And then Tottenham versus Manchester City. I think a 2-1 close encounter between these two sides should relax the vibe. And then going to week 4, people, and then we got Arsenal versus Aston Villa to get things going. And then later that night will be Leicester City versus Tottenham. Right, let's break this down. Arsenal to win 4-0. 34,203 is the attendance, people. That's the final game sold out. 34,203. $34,203 is the attendance. Final attendance figures of this tournament. Absolutely wonderful. Leicester City versus Tottenham. I think this could be a very good game between the two sides. I think mid-table last time when they finished. So I'm going to say 1-0 Tottenham, 1-0 Leicester. I think it's going to be very close. And then you get to Super Sunday, West Ham Chelsea, London Derby on match week 3. I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea because West Ham are capable of beating the sides. Particularly a certain Arsenal match, one that would have been forgotten. Manchester City versus London City Lioness. Before that, though, I'm going to say City 3-1, London City Lionesses to lose. Brighton versus Everton. I think I'm going to say 2-1 Everton here. Liverpool versus Manchester United, and that is a Northwest battle for the ages. I think this is going to be it's going to be either a goal fest or this one's going to be a snooze fest. I'm going to say, out of all of that, 4-3 to Liverpool. I think this is going to be a very close encounter. It's going to be a very close encounter between Liverpool and Manchester United, but I think Liverpool could come out on top 4-3. But then final week, looks like week 5, One week of the first 5 predictions. I'm going to say Manchester City and Arsenal to draw 3-3. Manchester United to lose 3-2. West Ham to win 2-0 at home to Aston Villa. Manchester United versus Liverpool. We all know what Liverpool is made of. I'm going to say a very respectable 2-1. Because I think, again, it's going to be a very close encounter. As we've seen from different London sides, the pit of the wit against Liverpool, it's been a very close contest. Over that one there. And then you got Tottenham versus Brighton and Hove Albion. I'm going to say 1-0 to Brighton. Leicester City Everton. I'm going to say 2-0 to Everton here. And then we take a look at the Barclays WSL 2 fixtures. For my predictions, we'll start with a Friday night game, which is brilliant. Sheffield United versus Sunderland. I think Sunderland could lose 2-0. I mean, when against Sheffield United last time, they don't show sure on the defence end. But attacking was just a lack of it. Sheffield United, I think it's 2-0 win for Sunderland on the basis of that. We've got Ipswich Town, Southampton. I'm going to say Southampton win. I'm going to say Bristol City win against Birmingham City. Charlton Athletic to win over Crystal Palace. We're going to say Nottingham Forest to kind of draw against Newcastle and Portsmouth to draw Durham. Week 2 is Durham. So it's gonna week 2. I'm gonna see a Durham win against Charlton Athletic. Crystal Palace will get back into this one. It's gonna be a win for Crystal Palace. Nottingham. Oh, now 2 very good sides meeting each other for the very first time in any of the WSL2 history. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be a 3-2 win for Nottingham Forest. I think both teams really prolific in last season's National League. So I think this is going to be really, really, really close. It's going to be really, really close. I think a 3-2 win for Nottingham Forest should do. If it's Newcastle versus Sheffield, Battle of United, I think Newcastle will win that one. Sunderland will to win over Birmingham City, because they Portsmouth to win over Bristol City. Now, Portsmouth and Sheffield United on match week 3 kick things off. Now, Portsmouth, looks like it had to get done, but then you got Sheffield United. Sheffield United was originally down, but after financial difficulties, they were reinstated. Portsmouth, I think the battle of those two, I think it's going to end 2-1 to Portsmouth. It's going to be really close. As we look at Birmingham City and Newcastle United for a second, I think both sides are really prolific in goal scorings, but I think this could be a very close battle between the two. I'm going to say, out of my instincts, a 3-1 win for, I think I'm going to win. I'm going to see a Birmingham City win here. Charlton Athletic versus Ipswich. I'm going to see them once again struggle at Ipswich in the first couple of weeks, but then they'll get back into they'll get into rhythm WSL2. But I'm going to say 2-1 to Ipswich against Charlton. Loss of Forest versus Crystal Palace. I'm expecting some sort of a formatized win for Nottingham Forest. I'll certainly get back into this one here. Southampton versus Bristol City. I want City to win that one, and Sunderland Durham. Now, go back to the last match these two sides played, and I would have seen what scoreline was made of that. I'm going to say 2-1 to Sunderland here on the basis of goal scorings. Yes, we may have lacked it in the last time in the North East Derby, in the time we're Derby against Newcastle. I think it's going to be very, very close. I mean, what more do you want in the North East Battle of the Ages as well? When we go to week 4, which is Bristol City versus Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United versus Birmingham City, I want a Forest win and Sheffield United win to kick off the weekend, and then I want to see Durham taking a win over Crystal Palace, Sunderland taking a win over Southampton, Ipswich Town drawing against Portsmouth, and Newcastle and Charlton playing out a thrilling draw, 2-2 to be precise. They'll go to week 5, people, and Sheffield United, Ipswich Town. I want to see Sheffield United win that one. Birmingham City and Southampton. I think Birmingham City is going to win that one. Bristol City versus Durham. I think with the way things has been going between the two sides in recent, I think Durham could take this one out by a very fine margin. I think it's going to be a very close battle, and I'm sure we're all going to enjoy that one. I'm going to say 2-1 to Bristol City. And then Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. I think Newcastle are going to take the win for that one. Nottingham Forest versus Portsmouth. I'm going to say Portsmouth to win. And finally, believe it or not, people, we wanted this one to happen. Well, Sunderland versus Charles Athletic. I think Sunderland is going to win that one. So, there you go. Anyway, that's it. Cricket is done for the day. India are 358 and 425 for 4. England have done 669 runs. Match drawn. England lead series 2-1. They're keeping the series alive, essentially. So, yeah, and then you've got the baseball as well. Oh, yes, and this weekend, people, is the final weekend ever to have live free-to-air coverage of the amazing Tour de France. Just, you know what, it's been an absolute pleasure to see Tour de France free-to-air on television for the very first time. In fact, for over 4 decades, believe it or not. Do you know what, the license fee on this has been absolutely brilliant from start to finish. And you know what, when I read the news that they would go, my angry reaction came in. Just a slight one, because I knew they've made the wrong decision. The free-to-air lights will be staying on free-to-air, but on Quest. Where do I go with this opinion on free-to-air broadcasting for the Tour de France? I'm astounded that TNT Sports is adding that. Stupid company. They're going to add to FIFA. They're going to add in the Women's FA Cup and the Emirates FA Cup to all the other current. Basically, they have all of it. I don't know what the hell is going on with us lot trusting TNT, but this is just getting embarrassing now. You wouldn't see free-to-air access everywhere, would you, for every sport because of rights reasons, but for Espedarek, they've managed to sign an agreement with TG Caher and, of course, the Sky Sports themselves they managed to sign a contract for the Bridgerton Irish Lions tour. Do I even blame them? No, I don't. And even Espedarek has managed to sign a sub-agreement to show all Welsh women's games for Euro 2025. I thought this is very significant. I mean, very significant indeed. And then we had Segorio signing a new contract to show Welsh clubs vying for Europe as well. So S4C knows exactly how to get the deal done. But TNT wants to step in there and take rights away from the Tour de France. What's going on with these broadcasters? I'm naming them, shaming them, because of the fact that it's never been super easy. This is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Now then, we all know that come to these parts of the program when you realise, well, what happens now? Do we talk anything else in the Women's Heroes? I think we'll try and avoid it because at the moment it's still 1-1. I think we could be heading into extra time of talks. But 657,291 attended the Euros this year alone, filling more stadiums than the Men's Club World Cup. Incredible. But to my sightings, I think the Women's Club World Cup is going to be an absolute. It's going to bring controversy. Of course, it's going to bring controversy because we've seen it because we've seen this year in the Men's Club World Cup some controversial decisions as well. including matches as well that played in the US. They're prone to severe weather problems. To be seen as well, the attendances has also went to an all-time low as well, which is an utter disgrace. Why allow a Club World Cup to be held in America when you realise there is so much potential in hosting in different parts of the world? I am in disgrace for the Men's Club World Cup. I'm hoping the FIFA Women's Club World Cup doesn't create more controversy and it is open to everyone, because if it's played in either country that is dry, well, guess what? I wouldn't mind as long as they don't have any severe advertising weather. That would be pretty significant. I am going to be saying this one now, people. Do not bother with a lot, because it could be a long way to go as well. We've had pretty much big news out of the BBC and ITV today, people. I'm about to bring you up the big news we are set for in 2027. Get ready, everybody, because this is significant breaking news. And here we go. Right, we're about to bring up statements. So here we go. So let's take a look at this one in full together. Now, statement is on your screens right now, but I must well read it out for obvious reasons. Now, BBC Sport and ITV Sport has secured the rights to broadcast the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2027, ensuring that the biggest tournament in women's football remains free to air for UK audiences. Now, building on the successful collaboration for previous major tournaments, the partnership will bring every key moment, match, story from the global stage to millions of fans across the UK. Now, the tournament, consisting of 32 teams, will be kicking off on June 24th and will be 27, and will be the first Women's World Cup to take place in South America. 64 games will be played over eight host cities, with the final taking place on Sunday, the 25th of July. Now, BBC Sport and ITV have teamed up to share TV rights equally, ensuring the competition remains free to air for audiences. Now, games will be split across both broadcasters, with both airing the final. Now, this is pretty significant, right? Well, listen to this. BBC Sport will deliver comprehensive live match coverage across TV and on BBC iPlayer. They are ensuring fans can watch big sporting moments where they are. In addition, BBC Sports digital platforms will offer an unparalleled experience, real-time clips, in-depth highlights, expert analysis, behind-the-scenes content across BBC Sport website, app, and social media accounts on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X, as well as at BBC Women's Football on TikTok. Now, the agreement also includes extensive live audio coverage. So if you are a commuter, you can listen to every twist and turn events on BBC Radio 5 Live, 5 Sports Extra, BBC Sounds, keeping audience connected to the action at every stage on every platform. But what about ITV? Well, guess what, people? ITV will deliver extensive live match coverage across ITV1, ITV4, and ITVX, led by ITV Sports stellar presenter and punditry lineup. Highlights every match will be available for viewers on ITVX and across ITV socials. ITV package of coverage includes social media platforms at ITV Football on X, Facebook, and Instagram, and at ITV Sport on TikTok and YouTube, showing fans will not miss a single minute of the action. Now, ITV will continue to be home of Lionesses, airing all of England qualifying matches and friendlies on ITV1, 4, and ITVX ahead of the tournament. So it's pretty big news, people. I mean, it's really good that ITV and the BBC is taking extensive coverage to a new level. It's a new all-time high as well. To what people are going to be saying, come on, seriously? Yes, seriously. If I was going to say that the Premier League don't deserve its rights, you would not be happy with me. Although that is true nowadays. Because the Premier League is an overhyped league. go watch it. They're millions because they think they get better of the pricing. Nah, nah. Now this is an absolute joke. You've seen the prices increase, didn't you, throughout the season? So this is why I want to watch the EFL and the WSL more as well. And don't forget, people, we are going to be introducing a brand new show on the Women's Football Channel, on Normality Channel, come the start of the new season. Well, mainly Normality Channel viewers. We'll have to switch to the Women's Football Channel viewers for the Women's Football Channel to introduce a brand new type of program for Sundays. You know how Mark does scorelines on Sundays and all of that? Well, it's about time we have ours as well. So we are going to be launching Women's Football Sunday. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. There's going to be full of occasions for every single person watching out there in our hometowns, nations, cities across the UK. Oh, and by the way, people, the opening weekend for the WSL and the Championship, we got times, right? So let's take you through a press release that maybe is significant after all. Good defending from right. Throwing to them. So yeah, a lot to look forward to as well. Oh yes, by the way, I've forgotten to tell you about the new broadcast deals. So this is what the new broadcast deal will look like for the season coming up, people. So you better watch this outwards and inwards. So the 25-26 season marks the new start of a new 5-year broadcast partnership between Sky Sports and the BBC, right? So what's going to happen is that every BWSL match will be either on Sky Sports or on the BBC. Now, all women's championship matches will be available to watch live on YouTube, with Sky Sports and BBC also having the right to select any BWSL 2 matches for broadcast, which means that for the first time ever in television history, fans can watch every match from the top 2 tiers of women's professional football in England live. Now, it is Sky Sports' intention to select a majority of its BWSL matches for a midday kickoff on Sunday, with Sky Sports showing matching concurrently across its channels, including games featuring Sky Sports main event, Plus, and all 2 available to access via the Sky Sports mobile app. Now, this consistent schedule not only gives fans a regular viewing slot, but also help build a more unified and compelling narrative around the BWSL. The BBC match will be principally on Sunday afternoons and taking place on Saturday lunchtimes. Now, Friday kickoffs are 6 o'clock or later. Saturday kickoffs are midday, and it's 5:15. Sunday kickoffs are midday, 12:30, 2, 2:30, and 4:30. Do you know what? Spreading out as well. People were absolutely worried that midday games would not work. But luckily, thanks to the help and advice from them lot, they'll be able to go watch any games they want to watch at their convenient times as well, wherever they are around the world. So pretty much a long season ahead, everybody. And yeah. So, Kim Little, Lottie Wibben-Moy and Frida Marnham has signed a new contract for Chelsea, Arsenal. Chelsea, big ones going off as well. Vucevic, Ingle, Humphreys, Watson, Lawrence, Newen, Mia Official are all gone. Mia Official's off to Sierra Rain. So I'm not surprised if we see her about when we do NWSL Live, which kicks off the return of the NWSL after the Euros break next, I don't know when. I don't know when next week. In fact, I know. Next Sunday, 5:15 UK time in the evening. So if you're having dinner in Europe, it's a perfect time to watch some NWSL, surely. So yeah, I'll have to redo the promo, everybody, but it is what it is, and I think this could be heart-stopping moments of glory or reconciliation to everyone watching every match live. We are heading to extra time in the final, so that means we're going to take a break for another 5 minutes, and we will come back in 5 minutes' time to bring you much more on all the talking points we've had from today. So far, so good, with lots of talking points still to come for the next 30 minutes. And welcome back, everybody, to the channel with me, Ryan Taylor, live from Lincolnshire on the Alternative Women's Euro Show. Well, we've gone through a lot today. In fact, we've talked about what's going to happen to the NWSL after match week 11 and all of that, after the Euros break next week. Lots still to talk about as we head towards extra time. Like, say, for example, cricket. Because it's been a frustrating day for England. Let's just put it one thing right here. It's been a very, very, a super frustrating day for England. I mean, it's just been superb. India defy England, and they have drawn the match series. They've drawn the match with only one game to go. Only one match to go in the series. Yeah, it was literally not looking very good. England was just fell asleep. The counterpart is the fact that they've literally just gave up the defending here, especially Joe Root. I don't know what you guys think or not, but having a look at the match report, this actually does not look good. I mean, England put in a mammoth effort on the fifth day, but were ultimately frustrated by India's determination. A crucial Joe Root drop. Joe Root dropped the ball as well, so this does not look good for England cricketers. What do they need to do if they have to win the series? They need to start defending more. Joe Root needs to stop doing these drops because this is not looking good. And even in some cases, Shubman Gill really poked at Jofra Archer's bell with the second new ball. The prolific captain was out for 103 and England had the opportunity. India were 4 wickets down, 89 behind, and had in excess of 2 sessions to bat. But Root put down Ravindra from the first ball he faced. England barely got another chance as Chadija and Washington Sundar each made centuries. The stamp was an unbreakable 2 and 3. I mean, England had to make do with only a second draw in 40 tests since Stokes became captain in 22. Although England is still lead 2-1, and somehow both teams will regroup for the final test at home Oval. What all begins on Thursday. I'm going to be watching very closely to see if Joe Root will not be dropping any more balls at this point. Because a crucial drop was not good. I mean, it was unacceptable in Joe Root standards. So why should he care about not dropping the ball? That's crucial if you want to get some wickets. Some big football news as well. So we were talking about the record-breaking Euros. Now it's gone over 651,000 tickets sold for the tournament altogether. As we head to the end, we head towards the last 30 minutes of this tournament. Do you know what? Euro 29, bring it on. It's going to be fabulous. We're going to find out who's going to be hosting it on social media throughout the next coming months, and perhaps on Christmas, we will be notifying all of you live on Christmas Eve, perhaps, of potential hostings and all. But as the show is going to be live, expect live reactions from me, talking about which stadiums I want to see them host and all of that. So, do you know what? I think if we look at the UEFA Women's Europe bids for 2025 and 2029, sorry about that. Yeah, I just got stuck into the sun, right? And then bids currently at the moment, confirmed interest bidders, 5 declarations of interest were submitted by the deadline. And of course, on August 28, we are expecting submission of the final bid dossier between Denmark and Sweden, Poland, Portugal, Germany, or Italy. Those 5 countries could be hosting Euro 2029 in 4 years, less than 4 years' time. And we will know by December the appointment of the host city for the 2029 Euros and its theme as well. So what could we expect? Expect lots of thinking about this one. Because let's go through the bits. Let's go through the bits here. Requirements of stadiums are as follows. Minimum of one stadium with a gross seating capacity at least 50,000 seats. Well, the potential final, potentially hold the final itself. Secondly, it has to be a minimum of 3 stadiums with gross seating capacity at least 30,000 seats. And of course, the minimum of 4 stadiums with a gross seating capacity of 20,000 seats. Now, 4 quality training facilities per stadium, 4 hotels per stadium, all proposed stadiums must have natural grass playing surfaces, right? So, we knew about the bidding process on July the 23rd last year, but now looks like they will have to submit the final bid dossier once they have it all. They have to make submission too, and the winning bids will be announced in December. As I say, we'll be following that one for you very closely throughout the WSL season, because I think the dossier of this one could be that 2 countries could host. I mean, 2 nations failed to secure the hosting rights in 2025 alongside Finland and Norway. The president of the Swedish Football Association, Fredrik Reinfeldt, stated that they would consider potentially bidding in the future on 8th of February last year, ahead of the UEFA conference in Paris, Denmark and Sweden. In Paris, Denmark and Sweden formally expressed their interest in hosting the 2029 tournament. Now, potential proposed venues would be in Stockholm, Gothenburg, Aarhus, Copenhagen, Malmo, Brøndby, Odense, and Malmo. Oh no, Malmo, host city of Eurovision 2024. I'll remember. Now I remember. Damn. Oh, and alongside that, it's Brøndby and Odense. Unbelievable. And Stockholm, now, they wanted to have capacities confirmed as well. So this is proposed. Right, ready for this one, people? I know some of you are going to be saying proposed stadiums. Which ones is it proposed stadiums? Well, have a look. Have a look at this. This is the proposed stadiums for Euro 2029. Have a look at this. Strawberry Arena, Free Arena. Look at them. Come on. Seriously. 38,065 later now. Poland. They failed after failing to receive 2025 host rights to Sweden. Switzerland. July 26th last year, President of the Polish Football Association, Cezary Kolesa, announced that Poland will bid once again to host the tournament in 2029. Have a look at these stadiums, everybody. Oh my goodness me. It looks spectacular. Look at the stadiums they could potentially host. If Poland were to host Euro 2029, the stadiums, look at them. I look absolutely beautiful, particularly in Warsaw, Stadium Narodowy. Wow, look at that. 22,432. I think they would definitely fit in the Stadion Miejski. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely, that would be wonderful. Absolutely, that would be wonderful. Let's take a look at Portugal then. Let's take a look at their Stadium Pro. Brisbane, definitely look at that. We told you things would go from it, or Stadio Jose Alvalade, 50,095. That would be huge. What are looking at the stadiums here? 2 stadiums having an over capacity as well. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Let's have a look at Germany then. Let's see how they do. They can't get over it, can they, Germany? They build bigger stadiums. Munich, 70,000 capacity in Longhoff. Look at that. That looks absolutely gorgeous. I think now I want Germany to take Euro 2029 to the next level. Come on. We've got Leipzig, Cologne, Hanover, Munich. Look at that. You've got the Munkesdorfer Stadion, the Rhein-Hinterchi Stadion, absolutely brilliantly. That would be pretty good. Let's take a look at Italy then. Now, people, look at the stadiums in Italy that could do it if they were to host Euro 2029. Look at that stadiums; they look beautiful. It's particularly in Stadio Olimpico. Well, look at that. The Stadio Diego Armando da Maradona. Look at that. The stadiums. Look at those people. I think this could be a very good close race, but I think Germany should deserve to take Euro 2029 because of the fact that they got so many stadiums, they got so much potential. If they hold it in either Denmark or Sweden, I'm going to be absolutely furious. In Denmark and Sweden, if they were going to host Euro 2029 in two countries, I would absolutely be furious. Really furious. I mean, how much furious are we talking? I mean, furious enough to send a petition over to UEFA themselves. I think Germany should cut it. Look at the stadiums and compared to Italy's one. Look at that. They look good. I think Germany could take it here. I mean, the AFB confirmed the host cities for their bid dossier on the 13th of June, and believe it or not, Berlin, Glenkirchen, and Rostock were not chosen. Surprisingly. Gus Berlin, spokeswoman for the Senate Department for the Interior Sport, Sabine Beikler, said, right, the statement is wonderfully big. Berlin is not prepared to take financial and contractual risk as part of the application. Now, members of the DFB expert committee have viewed the application for Poland and Scandinavia as their main rivals. Well, look at the stadiums itself. I think Germany could take it here. I mean, if you have to go over the women's game, go for Germany for Euro 2029. We'll find out who it is in December. If it's either Germany or Italy, I'm going to be really, really impressed by UEFA. I mean, they've got some potentials here, Italy, but Germany, I think, might take it here. Think about it this way. They have wider gaps in terms of stadium capacities. And Germany goes for everything big. And of course, with Oktoberfest coming very soon as well. I think that could be a Oktoberfest coming up this year is on the September 20th to October the 5th. So basically, we could be in for one long Oktoberfest because everything is so big in Germany compared to the US states. I mean, that's the reality. So, yeah, there you go. I think Germany could take it. I mean, to be honest with you, this is my own opinion. Everybody will look on the pre-record and would say, "Oh, Italy, they must have a really good chance to almost take it, or is it going to be even Germany?" Either way, everybody, this is going to be long. We got a little over a month to go till the WSL season starts, so I wonder what will happen if any cases were to belong to all of it as well. Manchester United wants signing over the line before the transfer window closes. Mark Skinner, though, thinks otherwise at the moment. But United fans, let's be real here. They are getting super concerned that they've not even made a signing yet. And with less than a little over a month to go until the season begins as well, all eyes will see if the backroom staff could get a signing here. I mean, if I were a United fan on this stream thinking, well, I really want to get a signing over the line. Like, seriously, what more do they want? That's what United definitely needs. They'll need a firepower. Penalty to England! Hang on, is it a penalty to England? Hemp went down. No, it's not penalty to England at all. Laura Hemp went down easily. Nope, sorry guys. So we're going to have updates, but this is just too close to call. If it goes to penalties, we're going to have to end the show early, guys. It's a free kick to Spain. As well. So, yeah, keep an eye on what's happening on that one there. And, of course, a lot to take in as well. I mean, very good broadcast deals. I think what summarises today's show is how much Sky and the BBC has come to make broadcast deals of the WSL more expansive. I mean, there's even talk Sky could do 50 plus extra games if they were to be approved of it by Barclays Women's Super League itself. So, in reality, you've got very good Sky service. Then you also got the BBC. People are worried as well this season that streaming games on Sky Sports would not be accessible to YouTube. 34 games. Come on. At least make it non-exclusive, please. Got to make sure that games are accessible, and they will be shown also on Sky Sports and on YouTube at the same time. Make aware of that. And I'm really glad that all women's championship games will be shown on YouTube throughout the season. Doesn't matter where you live around the world, it's going to be good. And with a minimum of 4 cameras for the Women's Super League and a minimum of 2 for the Barclays Super League, increased production. That's what we wanted to see. Increasing every single production line. Definitely needed it. We'll come back in 5 minutes' time and we'll discuss more on the show today. Well, we are back, everybody, for the second half of extra time between England and Spain. It's 1-1 governally as we head towards the final 10 minutes of this tournament. Hopefully, we don't go to last penalties of the tournament, because if we do, I don't know what to say. But what a show it's been today, people. We talked about the WSL fixtures, my predictions, Derby days early on, to be honest with you. I mean, quite frankly, who doesn't want Derby day early in the season? It's going to set the benchmark, because it's going to be the last season with 12 teams in the WSL, because we're going to be moving up to 14 of the 26-27. So we talked about the implications of playoffs and all of that. And just to confirm, everybody, 11th place will not get you relegated at any one point. Let's be fair. Who doesn't want to get relegated on the last day of the season, particularly? So, yeah, Spain are about to be... corner to England. So today we talked about the WSL fixtures, what can we expect in the season, all of that, plus newcomers, Nottingham Forest, and, well, Ipswich Town. Also talked about the pilot scheme, everybody. The alcohol pilot scheme is back. But this time, introduction to fan choice. Looking at different areas too. So keep an eye out on here on this channel, because we could be live with an official announcement of anywhere in the stadiums. Very much any time between the end of August, early September, start of the season, and right through to Waits ends. And it's super crucial to note which clubs are going to do the most, the best. Everton will be doing all of that. Chelsea will now know which end it is, and we've covered it on today's show. It was just a matter of waiting game to see where the other stadiums are going to be hosting it. So, yeah, there you go. We also talked about the new broadcast deals. As I say, Sky Sports are doing really, really well. Do you know what? I don't even blame Sky because, well, amongst the problems they're going to have with Premier League coverage and all of that, and with traditional TV channel viewership's gone down by 35%, but digital offerings increased to 40 million on YouTube with 40 million views. It's no surprise that the WSL wants to offer digital support for those who don't have Sky. Maybe that should be the one that could least expect it. Well, there's been a lot of talks ahead of this one. Sky wants to do 50 extra. There's no way Sky will be denied to do that because going up to 14 teams in the WSL will require 50 extra games to be played on the increase from the previous. Do you know what? It's been a great offering of the season last time out. 24-25. What season it has been. Full of departures. Sam Kerr's trial case ending in Silch. And we get to find out during the week coming up about Lucas Paqueta. He's set to be cleared. Sam Kerr was cleared of aggravated racism earlier in the year 2025. There could be a lot to offer, could be a lot of excuses. But let me show you one thing on our minds. We never take anything for granted. We don't support those who are racist. We are an inclusive community. We talk things about court cases when it refers to players. Lucas Paqueta, betting charges. Sam Kerr, Chelsea. Well, know exactly what happened. A case went filed everywhere across the world. We'll have to deal with what's going to happen over the next season because over the next about 23, 24 weeks, we'll see lots of goals and all of that too. Don't forget, whilst the men are away on the opening weekend, we come out to play. Come out to play in a good sense. But wherever you are around the country, let's not forget those around the world who might be thinking in some extreme cases, what's going to happen now? We are quite unbelievably going head into a season where 3 managers are going to take the helm for the first time. It's Liverpool, Manchester City and Tottenham. Particularly Tottenham, both managers are gone. Men's side, Ange's gone. Ladies' side, Robert Vinneman, gone. So it's now down to Martin Ho and a good season. Martin Ho wants a good season from Spurs and he's super excited to join the club. You know what? It's about regaining the confidence, people. It's corner to England for the last 5.5 minutes of this final 120 minutes of this tournament. So lots still to come, people, as well throughout the season. Expect me doing NWSL watchalongs, and in fact, haven't I got a great one to kick off with? It is one place between each other. It is Washington Spirit. I'd say welcome Portland Thorns to travel 43 hours from the west coast to the east. We're having that live watch along next Sunday the 3rd. 17:15 BST, stream live kickoff at 17:30 BST. So if you're having lunch in America or you're just waking up, make sure you come and join me for that one because the final could have a big saying in this. We could have a big saying in who's going to finals week, final season. This is going to be a very big ass tall order for some clubs, particularly the Utah Royals. They have only done 5 points. Corner from Kelly itself. Ooh, love catch as well. It's had Jimon Notification saying Square by Squarebish free trial ends. Gods, come on. Seriously? So, yeah, a lot still to come as we go beyond Euro 2025 with a recap of WSL so far. In fact, what I'm about to show you guys is WSL actually outperforming MLS in terms of viewerships. No, not even lying. So, well, just imagine match day 25, same days, and so is match day 26 when all will play for the finals as well. It could go bad or worse. We've done match day 11, match day 12 is done. Match day 13, we're going to match day 14. And we're wrapping up match day 14 some style. Yes, we are. Although, you've got to be forgiven that Lorado and Utah is going to wrap up match week 14 in the NWSL, which is going to be huge. Well, our Watchalong will signify something of a huge new start. As well as that, we're doing very much Europeans as well. Very good news to bring you all that we are doing Watchalongs for Freien Bundesliga every alternate weekend. The weekends will be different leagues. But one thing that will be remaining the same on Sundays from September is Women's Football Sundays. And the league itself. So, yep, there you go. So, NWSL Live is looking forward to this one. And, of course, we'll be there from start to finish. We'll be looking forward to seeing how the rest of this week goes. And in terms of going into next week, Paqueta is about to become cleared of betting charges by the FA. That's gone on it for too long. Cases like these needs to be stopped, needs to either be terminated or suspended until next time round. I mean, dragging their feet around it. The Premier League is absolute idiots. Keeping a Lucas Paqueta case on its toes until it's revealed the verdict itself. The absolute, I don't know what to say. They're idiots. That's what they are. Premier League are complete billionaire idiots. They should not even exist. Fans go there to be brainwashed. How about they go back to social media, go back to Paqueta case, because this is an absolute disgrace. The Premier League should put their heads in shame, people. That's the reality. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Do you want me to say nothing else or more of that? More or less something like that. It could be a long walk home for some. For others, a long wait could come as destiny powers for it all. But the Premier League itself, people, a disgrace institution should never be put up in this one here. FA and West Ham, West Ham and Paqueta should have every single right to go back to court against the FA and the Premier League for unwanted time conventions for every single case. I mean, let's be fair here. What the hell am I supposed to do? They could sue the Premier League, West Ham and Paqueta for taking this case too long to solve. Could be announced as much as next week, could be week after, could be even a week before the season starts. Well, we don't know the full case numbers yet. Although, you've got to think about this, people. It's about learning lessons, but never at your own expenses. Could be a long way to go here. Goal kick to England, last minute, people, of 2 minutes added time. So we could be in for one long night. We could be in for a night to remember for England, or this is going to be a Spanish nightmare. Either way, it's still 1-1. We head towards penalties as well. I think this could be a repeat of the 2024 final when Spain beat England 2-1. But I think it could be a repeat of the Euro 2024 final when England managed to lose against Spain 2-1 from the mistake there. This could be deja vu again because Spain on the counter. 10 seconds left. They're trying to look for free spaces here. They'll try and clear this one away. Not quite enough though. I'll have to send it in now, which they don't. Spain won't send it in. And we are heading to penalty shootout. Now, people, we are going to end our coverage here of Euro 2025 so that we could potentially, do anything. But when we was last on air in the Euro final was in 2022 when we won. But if we do carry on streaming like this, we could potentially go for a win in case here we go after extra time. So it's your choice, people. But what I'm going to do is going to tell you what's to come on the channel beyond Euro 25 match week predictions. We are going to be filming match week 1 of the BWSL and BWSL 2's match predictions with good friend Botswana Pappy of Football Power Hour. The new agreement begins. August the 18th will be releasing, we'll be recording it. August the 19th we'll be releasing the full thing because we want everybody to see unfiltered progress. And as per se, with all of our videos, some of them are going to be AI generated because obviously if they want to figure out or captive way to engage with the audience. Other videos, they could be entrusted to go for the long run. Either way, this has been a really, really good case scenario for a lot of people. Now they're just waiting for things to come forward. And you know what? We are going to be back in 5 minutes when the penalty shootout begins. Stay with us. So welcome back. You join us at a very crucial time in the final. England and Spain will go to penalties to decide this one. Bonmati wants to finally complete the trophy set. Spain has never won this competition. England won this back in 2022. This could be heart-stopping. People have joked about getting a heart defibrillator on them. Ready? And it's going to be Alessia Russo to take first penalty for England. England. Right, we got Alessia Russo. Going to take their first penalty of the final. Alessia Russo. Deep breaths for the girl. Deep breaths. Go on! 1-0. We lead in the penalties. Spain to try and make it 1-1 now. We've had a lot to talk about on the Alternative Women's Euro show, but now we're going to get to penalties. What the hell's going on here? It's a penalty kick review. Oh no. They're going to rule it out, aren't they? Yeah. It's an irregular kick. Oh, it's safe this time. Spain. It's 0-0. If Spain wins this one, we're going to be devastated. Beth Mead went tried to put it down the middle again, but irregularly curled it over. I think Spain is going to win on penalty shootouts. I'm sorry, guys. Spain's going to win on penalty shootout. Spain is going to win on penalty shootout. Spain to be 1-0 up. We all know it's going to be 1-0 to Spain. It is going to be 1-0 to Spain. That means we got to score now. Otherwise, we are in huge danger in giving up our title. Spain is definitely going to win on penalty shootouts. Fair, I said it. It is going to be to try and get this one back up and running. 1-1. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If it's not 1-1, that's it. Oh, deep breaths. This is where pressure comes at worst possible times. Greenwood to take this one for England, their second penalty in the final. Yes! Quick pass to keeper, 1-1. Spain to make it 2-1. Spain to try and make it 2-1 on penalty shootout. It's Atana Bonmati gets the Euro she deserved. This is where England fans will be devastated. Oh look, there's Arsenal legend Galdente. One of the squad winners. It's Champions League 2025 saved! It's a penalty! Galdente missed the penalty. England to try and go 2-1 up now on shootout. Hampton went the right way, kept her out. Absolutely brilliant. People are going to be like heart pouncing on penalties. This one, who is it? Oh, look at that. Charles It's Neem Charles to take the penalty for England. Neem Charles. Yes! 2-1. We lead on the shootout. Spain to try and make it 2-2. This has been a long journey to here, folks. You know what? It's been a brilliant tournament. Record breaking all of that. It's a Tina Bombetti. I know she's going to score, so I'm just going to do this instead. I know she's going to score Spain's third penalty scores. Spain's going to make it 2-2 on penalties. I know Tina Bombetti here. She is going to score. Deep breath from the girl. She wants to try and add that credit. But it's saved by Hannah Hampton! Oh, Hannah Hampton! Now England want to try and make it 3-1 on the shootout. Oh, Tom is not too pleased. Look at the manager. She looks absolutely pissed. Right, England. It's Williamson for England's fourth penalty. It's Williamson. I don't know what she's going to do here. Williamson! Oh, it's saved! That means they want to try and make it 2-2 Spain. And I know Spain is going to end in heartbreak for England, of course. I'm just going to type in 2-2 because I know Spain is going to score this next goal. Try and put it into a decider. Paraguelo to try and make it 2-2. I think she's going to make it 2-2. I've already put it in the scoreline there. I think it's going to be 2-2. 2-2 to Spain coming up very shortly. It's Paraguelo. Paraguelo. What? Missed! Missed the penalty! Now England can score the win here. England to make it 3-1. It's Chloe Kelly. It's Chloe Kelly to take this one. She scored in the winner against Brazil in the Finalissima. Chloe Kelly scored in the final to win it for the Lionesses in 2022. This is it. Pressure's on Chloe Kelly now. Deliver this penalty. Chloe Kelly steps over and... Yes! They've done it! European champions! England are European champions! Get in! Get in! European champions! For the second time in our history. Get in! Beat us by 3-1 the penalties. This dream counted themselves as lucky. We caught at the right time. England wins our second European champions. Get in! Come on! Chloe Kelly scored the winner in 2022. She scored in 2025. England are back-to-back European champions. Get in there. The nation's been behind you. Congratulations. The Lioness. England have done it. They won the European Champ. I'm off to celebrate. Well done. Get in. I'll see you next Sunday, guys. Fernando, thank you very much. We did it. Goodbye. God bless. We'll see you guys on Sunday next week. God bless. See you next week. Bye-bye.